My name is Osan Darakjan. I'm Howard's mom.
When and where were you born?
I was born in Lebanon in 1959.
Okay. What was the first car you ever had?
It was a Plymouth Duster, and it was beige color.
How was school in your day different than the current school I go to?
Well, this school was way different than the schools here. First of all, it was a Christian school that we went to, so we had to learn religion, and then we had to learn 3 different languages: Armenian, Arabic, and English. So, and we used to stay in the classroom, and then the teachers used to come to our classroom, and then every time when they came, we had to stand up, and then the teacher had to tell us to sit down. So that's the difference.
Describe your hometown when you were a teenager.
It was a village. Everybody knew everybody, and a lot of people were like related, like to each other, distant, far relatives. So, so it was not. There were not that many people. It was a small population, and it was nice.
What was better or worse about life in America right now than when you first came?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's worse or better, but when we came, it took me a long time to adjust to this environment, to the culture. It was different than when we were growing up in a small village, and then we came here, and there's like in one school I went to John Muir High School in Pasadena, and there's like over 1,000 people, so there was a culture shock. So that's the difference. And then now, I don't know, I'm used to this life, so I'm okay. I don't have any complaints.
When did you come to America and why?
We came in 1976 because 1975 civil war started in Lebanon, and then my mom's family, my oldest uncle was here already, so he helped all of my mother's family to come to America.
What was one of the strongest memories you had when you were growing up?
Well, the strongest memories, we had a lot of, the school that I went to, we had a lot of friends that we used to do a lot of things together because it was like a boarding school, so we spent a lot of time day and night together. So, and that's why till now I'm in contact with a lot of those girls because we grew up like family together.
What was the first job you had?
My first job was when I was in high school. I worked as a waitress in it was a restaurant in Montebello. So that's why I needed the car so I can drive to the place and come back home.
How much different did things cost when you were younger, like stuff like food or gas or house?
Well, when I was in high school, we were looking to buy a house, and there was a house in Pasadena for $42,000.
Dang.
Yeah, and now it's like.
Do you remember the Watergate scandal?
I remember it to the point where we were still in Lebanon when it happened, and then I remember my mom and other women were talking about it, and they were upset because there was chaos going on in America, and the president had to come down. So I was like
At the time, did you think anything of like Richard Nixon and if he was guilty?
I really didn't think anything of it.
You had no idea what was going on?
No, I didn't know anything. I just know all these people were upset because there was chaos in America. So
Do you remember when the Challenger rocket exploded in the 80s?
yes, yeah, I was at work, and your dad called me at work, and he said, "Oh, guess what happened?" And I go, "What?" He goes, "Oh, the Challenger blew up." So I didn't know about it. So, and then we rushed to listen to it to see what happened. So
How did you feel? Did you care?
it was very sad. It was a sad moment, and then everybody at work was really upset about it. Some people were crying, so.
Okay. Do you remember when Ronald Reagan got shot?
Yes. I was at home, and then, because I was getting ready to go to work in the afternoon, and then it was on the news that he was shot, and then, so again, everyone started listening to the news because during that time we didn't have 24-hour news.
Mm-hmm.
So we were more depending on the radio than TV.
Did you think he was dead? Or had they like said that he was still
No,
alive?
they already told us that he's not dead.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
And then speaking of Reagan, do you remember when the Berlin Wall got taken down?
Yeah, because he and Gorbachev met and they talked about it, and then he decided that, he's gonna have that taken down. So
Did you care about it at all?
I did, because we had a lot of relatives in Soviet Union that they were really not happy with the situation of the Soviets. So no, I was really interested in it because
Since when have you had relatives in the Soviet Union that were a part of it?
we had a lot of that. My mom's cousins, they were all in Armenia under Soviet Union.
Oh yeah.
So they all came here one by one because they wanted to escape that.
And then do you remember when the Cold War ended? In like the 90s?
I don't remember exactly when it ended because during that time I was busy with the kids, your sisters, they were all
Mm-hmm.
little and young. I don't know exactly when it ended, but I know it ended. So.
And did you like care at all when it ended, or were you just?
I really cared, like I said, because we had a lot of relatives in under Soviet Union regime that they were desperate to get out of that system, and so we were all happy that it ended.
And then do you remember September 11th, 2001?
Yes, I remember that. We were getting ready to take your sisters. In the morning, they were getting ready to go to school and all that, and then your dad was watching the news, and then we saw that on TV. So,
How did you guys feel about that?
it was kind of scary because we didn't know if that was the only one or they're gonna do more in different parts of United States. So it was sad and scary.
And then how did like flights change after that, like TSA and stuff?
Well,
Before
that's,
that, what was different? Because you guys had flown here, so you guys
Yeah.
had flown before.
yeah, before that, they were not that strict, and then all of a sudden, everything had, all people's rights were taken away because of the terrorists.
Mhm.
So you couldn't even take water with you because they don't know if it's safe or not. So
And then, do you remember the next flight you took after, like, that had occurred and how you felt?
yeah, I was really upset with the terrorists that they messed up our lives, because now all of a sudden it took us forever to go through the security. And then I remember when we were going as a family somewhere, and then they had to, they took Lara on the side. She was like 10 years old, and they wanted to search her. So that made me upset, not against the searchers, but against the terrorists, that they messed up the whole system.
And then you were already scared of planes, like, a lot. Did you get even more scared?
Yeah. Yes.
Before that, there was the whole thing with Clinton about him being impeached with Monica Lewinsky. Do you know what happened with that?
Yes, he took advantage of him being a president and disrespected the president's office with his personal business, and in my own opinion, he should not have stayed as the president, because when someone is the president, they should represent the country, and whatever they do on their own personal life, it should not be in the president's office. It should be at their home or somewhere else.
So you think he should have been impeached?
Yes.
And then, out of the time since you've been in America until now, who do you think has been your favorite president?
President Reagan,
Mm-hmm.
of course, because he was honest. He really loved the country, and he accomplished a lot during the time that he was president. And I don't think anyone
Else did that?
can do more than he did. So
Are there any presidents that you just haven't liked, or like your least favorite, or you don't care?
I don't care, as long as they're this country's president, I will respect them. Like I said, President Reagan was
Your favorite?
my favorite.
Interesting. Do you have anything else you want to add? Like any other stuff about like history that you might remember that you might want to talk about?
No.
No? Alright, and then I think that's it.